Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to stop what you're doing and listen. I have a very urgent news announcement. It's time for This Week in JetHawks Baseball. And I'm Ron Burgundy.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to This Week in JetHawks Baseball. I'm your host, Jason Schwartz, and I'm standing here with my new ride at the AV Corvette Club Charity Car Show here at the Hangar, one of the many things we're doing here at the ballpark all summer long. Well, on this episode, we're kicking off the second half of the season by giving you a look at what's coming up at the ballpark for our first homestand of the second half. Plus, we're going to look back at the All-Star break. George Springer, Bobby Duran had a chance to represent the JetHawks and the Cal League in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and we've got some footage of their trip to the East Coast. But first, we're going to sit down and have a chat with Cal League All-Star George Springer. That's all coming up right here on This Week in JetHawks Baseball. We're now joined by California League All-Star George Springer here on This Week in JetHawks Baseball. And George, you and Bobby Duran selected the All-Star team, had an opportunity to go to North Carolina. What does that opportunity mean to you?
Just, you know, I mean, it's great. It's something fun. I mean, especially to be in the home run derby. And I think Bob said he's going to try to throw to me, so that'll be fun. But I mean, it's just it's an honor, and I'm excited about it.
And now for you, this season, it's just been such a great first half, not just for you, but for the team. But you're one of the bigger prospects, of course, in the organization, a first-round pick last year in 2011. Now, since being picked in the first round, talk about what has come with that. I know a lot of attention. Is that something you embrace? Is that something you've enjoyed?
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, you know, there's always that first rounder tag, and you know, there's a lot of not necessarily pressures, but there's a lot of people expect you to do a lot of things every day, and I mean it's fun. I mean I'm not going to complain about it. You know, I'm extremely fortunate to be a first round pick, and I mean yeah, I mean it's been fun. It's just been something that you have to just, you know, you hang around with it.
Well, last year you only played in 8 games at Tri-City to start your pro career, so this is really your first full season. Now, what has that been like for you, and what have the challenges been there? You played at UConn, but of course this is a lot different than playing college baseball.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's an everyday grind, and you know, you don't necessarily have to stick to the same thing every day, but you know, you just get yourself in a habit, and it just goes. But it is a grind in comparison to school ball.
Now, how much do you think you've learned since opening day here? I mean, do you think this has already been an experience that has taught you a lot? We're only done with a half here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you learn how you get in pitch, you know, how guys throw, how teams work, you know, how to play in certain spots and certain situations. So, I mean, with 70 more left, I believe. So, you know, I'm excited about it.
And the team started the season off a little bit slow on the road, a couple of bad series, and it seemed like just when the team got hot, that's when you really got things going. And one of the big games and one of the most memorable games ever in JetHawks history was that doubleheader. You hit 4 home runs, 4 consecutive at-bats, 4 consecutive swings. Talk about that accomplishment in that day.
I mean, that was just a good day for us in general, because we had to win those games. And we did, but that day was something that I honestly didn't expect it to happen. I don't know how it did, but it did, and you know, that was special, and hopefully it happens again.
Well, I know for you, a guy who definitely a long career ahead of you, I'm sure there'll be a lot of great moments, but I think that one's going to stand out because that's something only done twice before that in Cal League history. I think the last time was in the 1970s, so definitely a special moment. Now, the team overall coming in, You guys were right in the first half race all the way to the very end. And this has been a team that has struggled under the Astros organization the last few years. Talk about the atmosphere on this team and what a great first half race that was and how fun it was to be right in the thick of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's there's a few games where, you go back and you go, if we didn't lose that game that way, or, just done something a little bit differently, would the first half been a little bit different for us. But we still have a great, a great core here, and we're not necessarily sad about it, but there's still plenty of baseball to play, and there's the playoffs start in September, so there's plenty of time, and just stick around and have some fun, and whatever happens happens.
Well, one thing I think that deserves mentioning, a lot of guys don't talk about, is the fact that if you win the first half, you're going to the playoffs. You have 70 games. It's not that they're meaningless, but at the same time, that competitive level is not necessarily there as it would be if you guys were in the thick of it. Do you think that that's true, and you guys feel that when you go out there?
Yeah, I mean, but now at least, you're playing for something every day, and, the goal is to get into the playoffs, and then, ultimately we'll win the whole thing. So, you have to take each and every day and just go out and play hard.
Now, let's just go back. Last question for you. 2011, the draft, your name gets called in the first round. Where were you? Talk about the moment. Talk about the feelings that you felt when you heard the Astros call your name.
I was actually on the field against Clemson in the regional game 2, and I found out about the 5th inning, and I actually had to go hit my next at bat, and I honestly didn't really think of it, and then I was like, all right. And then about the 7th inning, when the score was in our favor, when I was like, okay, that this is obviously going to be a special day, and that was just a great day. I don't really know I can't really explain how I felt. We beat Clemson, and we weren't supposed to, and it did, and I was extremely happy about that. And then I got to hear my name called. Somebody had it on tape, and I heard it at night, and that was a special moment for me.
Well, it must have been a special moment, and George, I think I speak for everyone when I'm sure more special moments to come as your career goes on.
Yes, sir, hopefully.
All right, George, thank you very much for joining us. That's George Springer here on This Week in JetHawks Baseball. Thanks to George Springer for sitting down and taking some time to talk with us. And now we're going to take a look at what's coming up here at the Hangar for our first homestand of the second half.
Hi there, JetHawks fans. I'm Jen Kern with a look at all the promotions we've got coming up this homestand at the Hangar. The homestand starts off on Monday, June 25th with $1 hot dogs, as we have every Monday, so be sure to come hungry as this lasts through the entire game. On Thursday, we've got $1 beers presented by Diamond Jim's Casino. It's also Animal House night, so it's sure to be a party. On Friday, we've got our second fireworks show of the season. It's also superhero night, so we're going to have a ton of fun games and promotions that are superhero themed. Be sure to also wear your superhero costumes, as we're going to have a costume contest where you'll have the chance to win great prizes. We'll close out the homestand on Saturday with a Local Heroes JetHawks giveaway jersey presented by Bone Chiropractic. It's an awesome jersey giveaway, so if you want your chance at getting one, you've got to be sure to get here early, as they're only for the first 1,000 fans through the gates. I'm Jen Kern, and that's a look at some of the great stuff we've got coming up this homestand at the Hangar.
Well, lots of fun coming up here at the ballpark for our first homestand of the second half. And now we're going to give you a look at George Springer and Bobby Duran's trip to North Carolina for the All-Star Game. Let's take a look.
3:30 in the morning. I guess it's time to head out to the All-Star break. It's going to be a long 3 days. We're going to have some fun. Focus.
It's 4:45, running on about an hour of sleep. I don't know what time our flight is. I think it's like 6:30. Let's get it going so we can go to bed.
Going to Carolina.
What's up, homie?
Here we are right now, me and the spring piece, about to get ready, go crush a little workout in.
Right-hander from the Bakersfield Blaze, Brian Pearl.
Right there's Bobby Duran. Right there. That's Bobby Duran.
Righty from the Lake Elsinore Store.
Hi George, how are you, buddy?
What's up, dude?
Yeah. Signing some autographs. Getting ready to, huh?
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's hot here.
Yes, it is.
A lot hotter than California.
I hear you.
Let's do it.
With 25 years of active military service, congratulations, brings the pressure into the target area.
Introducing first the hitters for the visiting California League. From the Lancaster JetHawks, outfielder George Springer. From the Rancho, lighting in pitcher number 25, Randy Henry Olmstead.
Well, hope you enjoyed that look at George Springer and Bobby Duran's trip to the All-Star Game in North Carolina. That's going to do it for this episode of This Week in JetHawks Baseball. Thanks to George Springer for joining us, Jen Curran as well, and also Will Thornhill for his videography on the road. It's always thanks to Radin Productions for their production and videography of this program. You can catch all our episodes on JetHawks.com and visit JetHawks.com for all the latest news and information concerning the JetHawks. For everyone with the JetHawks, I'm Jason Schwartz. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at the ballpark, and we'll see you next time on This Week in JetHawks Baseball.